Hello, this is the Animation Fanatic, and today I'm finally bringing you a review of Total Drama All-Stars, and as well as pretty soon a review of the last Beware the Batman episode. I can't really say anything. I don't really have an excuse for that one, but for this one I do. I could not see the episode for a while, because there's a delay between uploaded episodes. And here in Spain. So anyway, let's not waste any time. Let's get down to business and look at this brand new episode. We start out not too long, about a week after we left off. Apparently, the cabin is the good cabin, Let me start again. With both teams trying to survive. Apparently, they're doing a similar thing that they did in World Tour, where the good cabin goes to the winners for a week, and the bad cabin goes to the losers for a week, similar to the different sides of the plane, again, in Total Drama World Tour. Lightning is also still on Boney Island. Apparently, the volunteer position is the week-long volunteer. The volunteer position is for a week, and he's not doing too well. Not being his usual blowhard self, and not really doing a good job of living off the land. The hamsters are determined to to win this week, so that they can end up in the spa resort hotel. And then we start off with our first challenge. Oh, by the way, Alejandro still can't use his legs, although we'll find out later that he actually can. He's just faking it for sympathy, strategy. I don't know. We also get a little bit of foreshadowing in this episode, and later on, as to Mike's multiple personalities. Apparently, not only are they back, for better or for worse, I like some of them sometimes, and other times they just annoy me to no end. But we'll roll with it, because it looks like he's got an evil personality. That might just be the main villain of this series. I really hope they don't break him and Zoe apart. That would be a little too harsh. But anyway, relationships or not, we then move into the competition. It's basically a homage to a previous one, although I don't recall it exactly. But basically, it's dig in the sand for some kind of statue to build. Anyway, the competitors get underway, with the winners using shovels and the losers using their hands. Oh, and by the way, there's booby traps everywhere. This is used for a lot of physical comedy. I mean, a lot of it. And it's actually pretty funny. Just different ways the campers get hurt, get attacked, it's just, yeah. It's pretty hilarious. And that's where most of the jokes for this whole thing comes from. I'm not sure exactly why Sam is sort of lethargic throughout this whole thing. I guess is he going through video game withdrawal? I don't know. He seems to be playing them just fine. But whatever the case, his heart or his shoes, they continue their competition, with the heroes team trying to get along, although not doing quite as well without shovels. Courtney doesn't really get why they're being so friendly and just tries to be bossy and mean. I hope she goes through a bit of a character arc this season, as I'd like to see her develop and be nice again. You remember the Courtney who was nice, the one who was concerned when Izzy got hurt? Yeah, haven't seen her in a while. All I've seen is this nasty bitch. But anyway, there is still hope, and we've got a whole 26-episode season ahead of us. So, well, 24 now. Anyway, the villains team aren't doing too well, with most of them just digging on their own, and Courtney and Heather and Joe arguing. If you thought Team Amazon could get catty sometimes, well, these guys really do. Scott at the beginning actually suggests that they start throwing the challenges so they can get rid of other competitors. Wow, Scott, losing again? I didn't know you could win so well by losing. I hope he gets eliminated. Anyway, the competitors do their best, taking several hours to complete their challenge, and finally getting all the pieces at the last minute and assembling their statues, respectively. Unfortunately, because Lightning miscounted, the villainous vultures don't get it in time, and also because he knocked over the statue, meaning that the heroic hamsters were just able to throw their piece onto their statue, while the vultures would have had to reassemble theirs. Anyway, the vultures lose and the hamsters win, with Sam taking the plunge to go to Boney Island and look for the invincibility item, and us getting more foreshadowing from Mike about his villainous personality. We'll see how this goes. Lightning, no surprise here, gets eliminated, and I think Gwen sums it up very well when she asks if he ever shuts up. Because he really doesn't throughout this whole episode. He's annoying, he's obnoxious, and he does get the boot at the last minute, with Chris stopping him from saying the S word again at the last minute. So, my thoughts? A very funny episode, lots of entertainment. We might be getting foreshadowing for who's going to be the main villain, as we do have a lot of former villains in this competition. I've noticed something too. The Villainous Vultures has most of the older competitors, while the Heroic Hamsters has most of the newer ones. But still, there's a lot of good interaction between everybody, and I'm interested to see where everything goes. We'll see what happens. I'm also wondering, are they really going to bring an all-new cast in at the midway point? I don't know. But anyway, before I go, I love it that I pray that they're going to do a back and forth. In the first season, it was always back and forth between the teams. Sometimes a team would win 3 episodes straight, and then another team would win 2 or 3 episodes. But it was back and forth. True, the Killer Bass were at sort of a disadvantage, them being a bit of an underdog team and not working quite as well together as the Screaming Gophers, but still, it was pretty cool to see them go back and forth until all the teams merged. In total drama action, the Killer Grips basically got slaughtered the whole time. The only thing that saved most of them from being eliminated was the fact that most challenges weren't elimination challenges. They just kept going. After that, the Team Victory also got destroyed, with Team Amazon usually winning and Team Chris usually coming in the middle, occasionally breaking that rule. Then when it switched to just 2 teams, Team Chris usually got the shorter end of the stick until the very end. And then they all merged. It was in Total Drama Revenge. Okay, part of this... You know, I forgot the team names, actually, which I'm shocked at. The Mutant Maggots and the Toxic Rats. The Toxic Rats kept losing, mostly thanks to Scott, whose brilliant plan was to throw the challenges and then start winning, which he never did, actually. That would have been interesting, but he didn't, at least not before eliminating Dawn. And, yeah, it was just one big giant slaughter, until, except for 2 episodes. And it was disappointing. But now, finally, they might be listening to the fans and going back to the back-and-forth method. Not that that will save Dawn, but still. Anyway, I look forward to next week's episode, and next time, beware the Batman.